sure everything's going okay. Let's drop that. Why? Down here. Drop that. Why? Down here. All right. Looks like the video and audio is all good. All right, guys. Day 2. Part 2 of my Dallas Cowboys Madden 24 live stream. We are in the regular season. Another day, another Madden 24 live stream. It's your boy Malin Rutledge, and we in the last live stream we took care of business in the preseason. We actually won all of our preseason games, but preseason doesn't matter now because we are in the regular season and we are here to try to get to the playoffs and win, hopefully, a championship. If we can do that in year 1, I won't end this franchise. I will try to keep it going for at least a couple more seasons and see what we can do. But we'll talk about that when we get to it. Right now we've got the regular season. We got our first matchup against the New York Giants. Obviously, we got a pretty tough schedule, but I'm going to go ahead and actually simulate to the middle of the season. We don't have any injuries yet, so I'm going to go ahead and simulate to mid-season, and I'm going to see what this Cowboys team, what kind of shape they're in. Will it be a deal where I got to jump in for a lot of games during the back part of the regular season just to be able to win the division and make the playoffs? Or is this team stacked and loaded enough through simulation to get to the playoffs on their own? And that remains to be seen. But that's what I'm planning to do, at least that's what I'm planning to do. So kind of a lot like the rebuilds that I do, kind of wanting to fast forward through the regular season a bit, because playing 17 games, even playing the moments, is going to take a lot of time. And, I just kind of want to get to the games that are important, more specifically the games that are on the back half of our schedule that could determine whether or not we're a playoff team. And then, of course, once the playoffs start, I'll be playing every one of those games. No question about that. But just kind of want to speed through the first part of the season and see where we're at. A rare Wednesday where I'm off from work. Like I told y'all in the last live stream, I actually had to work yesterday, work a earlier shift because of a tropical storm that was in the area that I work in, but none of that today. It's back to regular sunny weather out there. It was really already sunny by the time I got off work, but yeah, now the sun's coming back and it's actually going to get warmer out there, so kind of going to be a little bit of a, back to normal hot August weather here in South Texas, so yeah. And how about that? To start off the season, we're 6-0, undefeated. How about that? And we got a matchup against the 2-5 Rams. How about that? Okay, so first things first, I want to go down to the bottom and take a look at the trade offers because we did put Jordan Lewis and Neville Gallimore on the trading block. So it looks like we do have an offer for Jordan Lewis. Let's see what that offer is. Let's see what teams are offering him. So, the Titans, they're offering us a receiver, Phillips, and a 62 overall defensive tackle. I don't think any of these teams are offering any picks. Okay, so we only have 4 options here. None of them are offering any draft picks, which is a little bit deflating, but it is what it is. Now, I think, decent amount of these packages include, defensive players, some defensive linemen. But you know what? This one from the Chiefs with getting a corner in Williams, 72 overall, and a new left guard for depth purposes, I think actually could be beneficial. We don't really need another running back. Our running back room is pretty stacked. And Purcell, 73 overall defense tackle. I don't really think we need that right now. So, you know what? Let's see here. I think this one from Kansas City looks like the most tempting because we'll get a corner that'll basically be our new third corner in Jay Williams, and in Allegretti is a left guard that we're also going to be able to get, which could actually help for depth because I'm not a huge fan of the guard and tackle depth that we have behind our 5 starters. So I think this actually could be beneficial. So let's go ahead and go with accept this trade from the Chiefs. We're going to give them Jordan Lewis, and they're going to give us a 72 overall corner and a 64 overall offensive guard. So That's what we're doing. Now, I think because we made this trade, we may have to cut one player. Yeah, our roster is at 54 as opposed to 53, so we're going to have to cut somebody. But first things first, I want to go ahead and take a look at the team and see what injuries we have, because honestly, we may have some injuries that could impact the season, even though we are 6-0, but let's see. So, the guard that we just traded for has a high ankle sprain and he's out for 1 week. Okay, well, that's interesting. Trade for a guy and he's immediately hurt. No wonder the Chiefs were trying to get rid of him. But Jordan Lewis is somebody that, you know, we were looking to trade because our corner depth, I like it with Bland. Now, getting Williams, I think, is going to be helpful, but, you know, it is what it is. We've got some suggestions here. Can we cut Rico Dowdle and not get any cap penalties? No, he's going to, if we cut him, it's going to be a cap penalty. Okay, well, this is tough, but you know what? Will Greer, I mean, we can always go get another quarterback, but we're going with we're going with two quarterbacks for the rest of the season. We're just gonna have to cut ties with Will Greer. So sorry about that. So let me take a look at the roster now that we made that trade with getting Lewis off the team, and let's see kind of what our corner situation is looking like now. So Joshua Williams is the new corner that we just traded for from Kansas City. He's a one-year pro from Fayetteville State. He's 72 overall, so he's actually lower rated than Deron Bland. But Deron Bland, I think, is a very good third corner. I mean, he's only one less overall than Lewis. And I like Bland as our new corner. And also, Williams' contract, I think it's kind of good to kind of get that off the docket and be able to get some more cap space for next season. So Williams now, who we traded for, is our fourth corner. And the left guard that we got, he may be out for this 1 week, but in case Asim Richards doesn't work out as a long-term backup, I think Nick Allegretti could be another decent backup guard to have. And also, you know, Farniok really hasn't developed very well as a backup for Zach Martin, and he's about the same, and he's actually rated lower, a 64 as opposed to a 65 for Nick. So getting him in the trade, I think, helps with our guard situation a little bit more. So, yeah. Had to get rid of our third quarterback because of this, but it is what it is. So let's go ahead and upgrade players after 6 weeks of play. So, yeah, that's impressive that we've started off the year 6-0. That's a very, very strong start for the season. No question about it. All right. So now we got to get down to determining what we need to do with. Let me actually go to Scout College Players really quick, and let's kind of see what some of this is looking like. So obviously, you know, we got guys like Caleb Williams. Yeah, these are all mostly accurate guys that are going to be in the real life 2024 draft. So I like that. Scouting national focus. Delegate the decision to the staff. So I'm not really going to look at mock drafts right now because we're still in the thick of the regular season, and the draft order won't be determined until at least for the most part until after the regular season and the playoffs if we make it. So I'm not going to worry about that right now. But let's take a look and see what players are on expiring contracts and who we need to consider keeping.
These players are on the last.
We don't have a whole lot of cap room to spend, and that's kind of significant. And Stephon Gilmore is set to be a free agent. Wow. Well, needless to say, Gilmore, a 92 overall corner, I don't want to risk losing him. So let's give him a 1-year deal to try to keep him. I'm not considering short-term deals at the moment. Okay, all right. Well, we'll keep trying with you, Gilmore. Trust me. And because we offered that, we only have $8.2 million left. I don't even know if we got enough cap space to make this offer for Smith. Yeah, I don't even have enough cap space to make an offer for Tyron Smith. And also, we still got to find a way to keep Tony Pollard, who's our #1 running back. Yeah, guys, this is going to be a struggle. This is going to be a struggle big time. We got 3 big-name guys. And, you know, Curse is tempting to keep, but you know what? I think we're just going to have to let him go at the end of the season because we have Hooker and we have Wilson. I think Curse is a guy we're just going to have to let walk. there's a lot of players that I'd love to keep that are on expiring deals, except for Gallimore. Okay, so I'm not going to really worry about trading Gallimore anymore because he's on the last year of his deal. So he's going to hit the free agency market one way or another. And as far as Gould and some of these other guys, we're just going to have to let a bunch of these guys walk. And I think Chuma also is going to be a guy that we're going to let walk. So I'm kind of glad that I decided to make that trade for that backup guard because Chuma, unfortunately, may just have to be a guy that we have to let walk. And the same thing for Ronald Jones. I mean, we've got Rico Dowdle, we've got Deuce, we've got Malik Davis on practice squad. So as far as our backup running back, that's good. But the big dilemma is Tony Pollard. Because I don't even have enough cap room to make any more offers right now. I have $8.2 million, and I can't make an offer to keep Tyron Smith maybe for one more year to let him finish his career as a Cowboy. Can't offer anything to Tony right now, or Curse, or Steele. This is going to be really tough. And Gilmore is not considering shorter deals, so I don't know how I'm going to make this work. We got no money to spend, so this is going to be a tough deal. Let's answer the media question here. All right. Stephon Gilmore is in the final year of his contract and has turned down your contract offers to this point. So how far apart do you think both sides are? Honestly, I'm not sure how far apart we are. He's going to be a part of this team one way or another. I mean, he will be, Coachman. I want to keep Gilmore. He's a 92 overall corner. I want to keep him for the future. I don't want to let him walk. Okay, all right. Well, we'll keep negotiating, and we'll get down to more brass tactics later. Right now, we got a game against the LA Rams. They're 2-5. We're 6-0. So let's go ahead and simulate this week and see what happens. Hopefully, we get another victory against the Rams, who are kind of on that teetering, almost in a rebuilding phase, if you ask me, because I don't know how much longer Aaron Donald's going to play, if you ask me, in real life. And we pick up another win. We beat the Rams 48-20. Really blew them out, so that was a good win. And we've got a matchup against the Eagles this week. I need to double check the division standings because as far as the division, we got to be number one for sure. But what team is capable of even catching us? So we're 7-0, but the Giants are 7-1. So if we slip up, we could be in a little bit of trouble with them. The Eagles are actually the Eagles are surprisingly at the bottom of the division. They're 3-5. Commanders are 4-4. So yeah, let's go back to the negotiating here and see what we can do, if anything. I can't even do any sort of negotiations with anybody right now. So honestly, I think with all of these negotiations that we're talking about doing, we're just going to have to wait until after the regular season to do any sort of contract negotiations with Gilmore or Smith or Pollard. Those are three guys that I want to keep at least for one more season, and then we're kind of going to determine what we're going to do later. But it's going to be tough. But we're going to let probably a lot of those players walk, and then if free agency hits, we could realistically try to bring those guys back. As far as the franchise tag, I don't know who I want to give it to. I mean, if I can't get Gilmore to sign for a long-term deal, I'm going to do it for him. But Pollard, I want to keep because I mean, the team cut Zeke last offseason, and now all of a sudden we got another running back who is about to have a contract expire, and we basically don't have a starting. And that would leave us without a perennial All-Pro starting running back. I don't want to go into a future with Dak Prescott not having a stable running back for the future, regardless if we win the Super Bowl or not. Because forget just one Super Bowl during this franchise. I'm trying to get two if I can. And so far, we're off to a pretty good start. All right, and we got a matchup against the 3-5 Eagles. Hopefully we get a win here. So far, the way this roster is built, it's built very, very well, and we're undefeated right now. I'm sure we have the best record in the NFL. And we picked up another key divisional win. We beat the Eagles by 11 points, and we are still number one in the NFC East. And also, it looks like the Giants lost their second game of the season, so they're 7-2. We're 8-0. So that's going to give us a little bit more distance and a little bit more breathing room in the NFC East, so that's good. Let's answer a media question here. I'm sure Coachman has to ask us about the regular season at this point. At 8-0, do you feel like this is the best team in the NFL? playoffs and go from there. We may be the best in the regular season. We can go we can go 17-0 in the regular season and then go 0-1 in the playoffs, and it doesn't mean hill of beans. So I'm not I'm not counting my chickens just yet. But this is a pretty big matchup that we have this week against the Giants. They're 7-2. We're 8-0. We won the first matchup against them to kick off the regular season. But this is a pretty big win. This is a key game because if we lose, it'll give the Giants a chance to, if we slip up more on the back stretch of the regular season, we could be in a little bit of trouble and risk losing our grip on the division. So I don't want to have that happen. So hopefully we get this win against the Giants. Please don't let this be our first loss. I really don't want to lose our first game to a team that is our biggest challenger for the division. And unfortunately, the Giants handed us our first loss of the season. So we're still first place in the division, but that's really only because the Giants had played one more game than us and they lost. So yeah. So pretty tough break right there. We're still first in our division, but with one loss and the Giants creeping up, I really don't want to have this be what could have been an undefeated season slip into just being another wild card team. That'd be a tough pill to swallow. Now 12 players are ready to negotiate, but like I said, I can't do anything with negotiating until really the end of the regular season, if you ask me. Because I think that'll be the last chance to negotiate with any of the players that we want to keep. So we'll see. And we bounced back and we won against the Carolina Panthers. But the Giants won as well. So we're 9-1. They're 9-2. Yeah. So got a we got another divisional matchup against the Commanders. So that still won't be easy as well because they're third in the division. Well, actually, I say that they actually have slipped to last place. So I think the Eagles and the Commanders, I suffice to say, are not challenging for a playoff spot, much less the division this year. So I'm not really going to sweat it too much with them. And unfortunately, we got one new injury, and usually when it pops up right here, it's a key one. So who's hurt? Tyron Smith out for 5 weeks with knee cartilage tear. Okay. Well, you know what? I actually may consider... Tyron Smith actually may retire, so I actually am not going to be offering him anything now anymore because, now he's out for 5 weeks. So that's not good. Okay, so I got to go to the depth chart and double check some things because I think right now the left tackle backing up Smith, well, right now it'd be Terrence Steele. And you know what? I don't want that. So you know what? Let's make some adjustments here. So Chuma is still there. Where's Tyler? So yeah, I'm just doing this so that way I can get Tyler Smith in there at left tackle. All right, Tyler. This is why we drafted you. And he's actually boosted up to an 81 overall, so I like the looks of that. So Tyron is going to be out for 5 weeks. So we're going to do just like we did last season with Tyron Smith getting hurt again. We're putting Tyler at left tackle. At left guard, we got Chuma. Center, Biotish. And at right tackle, let's put Terrence Steele back in there. Where's Terrence Steele? There he is. All right. Terrence Steele, you're in. So, did a little bit of shuffling here. We're putting Tyler Smith back at left tackle, even though that's not his natural position, even though it has him listed as that in this game. But, yeah. We're putting Tyler in at left tackle with Tyron out for 5 weeks. And then we're going to, switch the depth chart back when Tyron is ready to go. But meanwhile, let me take a look at actually the rest of the injury report and see if we have any other injuries. I think Tyron is our only one. Yeah. Okay, so we have no other injuries, no key injuries. It's just Tyron Smith right now. So you know what? Here's the thing. He actually may retire at the end of the season. So I don't want to offer him a deal, and then, well, then again, if we offer him and he retires, I don't think it really impacts things too much. But I think it's time to fully embrace Tyler, excuse me, being our new left tackle for the future. Now, realistically, I may look at drafting a new left tackle because right now we got a bunch of young guys who are unproven and they haven't really developed to this point. So that'll be something to look for. Okay, we got a matchup against the Commanders this week in Dallas. I think this is Thanksgiving Day. Yeah, it's week 12, so this is the Thanksgiving week. So yeah, we got the Commanders at home. And we beat the Commanders 35-28, so it was a little bit closer than I wanted it to be. But we took care of business. Now we got a game against Seattle. So good thing is we've been able to kind of stay separate of the pack from the Giants, if you will. So that's been pretty good. All right, the Giants are 10-2. We're 10-1. So they are continuing to keep pace with us. So this is getting kind of dicey. Let's go ahead and view weekly awards. I guess we had somebody win a weekly award this week. We did. Dak Prescott won NFC Offensive Player of the Week. 339 passing yards, 5 TDs. He was sacked twice, and he had 2 rushing touchdowns. How about that? So 5 total touchdowns for Dak Prescott. Good Thanksgiving Day game. So let's take a look at the playoff picture right now. I would have to assume that we are currently the number 1 seed in the NFC, and we are. So obviously, the Giants are a playoff team because they're right behind us at 10-2. They would be playing a wild card matchup against the Bears on the road. But I got to imagine they would probably win that game if the playoffs were to start today. We got the Cardinals and the Panthers, the Saints and the Falcons. Surprising, the Falcons are, well, again, Bijan Robinson must be in the running for Offensive Rookie of the Year or something like that with the Falcons to be in playoff contention. And on the AFC side of things, the Chiefs had the best record in the AFC, so they would have the bye week if the season ended today. Ravens, Titans, Colts, Jets. Aaron Rodgers is definitely making a difference out there in New York in his first year. And the Patriots and the Raiders. So Zeke must be running pretty well in order for the Patriots to kind of really be back in playoff contention. Mac Jones has more help now with Juju and Zeke as a part of the fold of his weapons. Okay, so we got a matchup against the Seahawks this week. They're 4-7, just like the Commanders. Hopefully, we get another win here and stay number 1 in the NFC. I don't want to see us slip up at the end of the regular season, and we don't this week. We beat the Seahawks by 6, so a little bit of a close win, but you know what? A win is a win, and we will take it. And we're still number 1 in the NFC and number 1 in our division. So we're on pace to be set up very well for a playoff push. And the Giants, it looks like the Giants had a bye week, so they didn't play. So they're able to stay pat. Eagles and Commanders are pretty much out of the playoff picture. There's no way that they can make it now at this point. Let's view weekly awards. Looks like maybe we got another award winner from our side. Dak, second week in a row, he wins NFC Offensive Player of the Week. 378 passing yards, 4 passing touchdowns, an interception. So he's won the NFC Player of the Week, Offensive Player of the Week, back-to-back weeks. So good job for Dak. And we got a matchup against the Eagles. Hopefully we can sweep the Eagles this season. That'd be awesome. I think it'd be the first time since, it'd be the first time since 2021, I think. Yeah, it would. Yeah. And we beat the Eagles, so we sweep them. We're 12-1. The Giants, they won their game, so they're 11-2. We're 12-1. So we're 1 game ahead of them still, so that's good. So even with Tyron Smith out, Tyler has held his own at left tackle. So that's good to see because that's going to continue to be like that for a little while. So let's view weekly awards. Did Dak win another NFC Offensive Player of the Week? Oh my goodness, he did. God, Dak has been on a tear. Over 300 yards again, 2 passing touchdowns. He was sacked twice, and he had 2 rushing touchdowns. Wow. Dak is on fire. Dak's been on fire the last 3 weeks, which is huge news to see him streaking going into the playoffs. That's big for us. The Bills are 5-8. Wow, what the heck is happening in Buffalo? That is a down season if I have ever seen one. Wow. Well, even if they're 5-8, this isn't a guaranteed win because at this time of the year, with it being Week 15 in November, December, it's going to be cold up there in Buffalo. So hopefully we get a win here against the Bills. They'll still be tough. They're still a tough team, so don't want to see a slip up now. And we don't. We go up to Buffalo on the road and we get a 7-point win. Big win against the Bills, even if they are having a down year at 5-8 still. And we got another AFC East matchup against the Dolphins. They're 6-8. So lately we've been playing a lot of teams that have been under 500, surprisingly, even though we had a technically, we have a second place schedule this year because we did not win our division the previous year. So that makes sense. But still, some decent teams in here. And we beat the Dolphins by a field goal. So we get another win. We're 14-1. Our only loss was to the Giants, I believe. So we are really streaking into the playoffs. But we got to finish on a high note here. We have 2 games left in the regular season. And we got a matchup against the 4-11 Detroit Lions. So they are not a playoff team. No need to worry there. Let's go ahead and view the playoff picture and let's see if anything's changed. I have to imagine that we still have the NFC's number 1 seed. Saints and the Falcons are still in here. The 49ers are now in the driver's seat of the NFC West, not the Cardinals anymore like a few weeks ago. Panthers and Bears and Giants, so that's remained the same. And the AFC side, the Patriots are now first in the AFC, so they would have the bye. And the Chiefs have slipped to number 3 behind the Ravens, so that's a little bit different. So the matches have changed in the AFC projection so far. But it is what it is. All right. We can't lose to the 4-11 Lions, though. Can we? We don't have any really new significant injuries, not that I know of, so this should be a win. Second to last game of the regular season, and we're trying to get into the playoffs on a high note, and we lose to the freaking Lions. But fortunately, the Giants lost too, so they're 13-3. We're 14-2, so we're actually okay. We're okay. And just like last year to end the regular season, we got our final game on the road against the Commanders, which probably win or lose, you know what? No. This is a game that we're going to have to win in order to hang on to our spot to win the NFC East, because if we lose and, the Giants win, we're 1-1 against them, so maybe division record, I don't know. But it looks like that the AFC still looks the same. The team's positioning has changed a little bit. The Chiefs have slipped all the way down to the 4th seed. Wow, that's surprising. And the NFC side hasn't changed. So going into the final week of the regular season, barring anything crazy, including the possibility of us losing our final regular season game and the Giants winning their last one, yeah. Let's go to media question here. Jonathan Coachman probably is asking us about the playoffs. You come into the playoffs with the best record, but you do have a quarterback that lacks playoff experience. He's played well to this point, but can he lead this team to a Super Bowl? I mean, did you see the Buccaneers game last year and Tom Brady's final regular season game, Coach? Because he went off. I know, followed it up with a bad loss to the 49ers, but, he certainly is. But it's all on him. But it's not all on him. He played well, so I have no reason to believe he won't get us into the end zone when he needs to win a Super Bowl. Yeah, we have full confidence in Dak Prescott, Jonathan. Despite what all the haters are saying, I got confidence in Dak Prescott to lead us on a deep playoff run. So you can, take that and, kiss and shove it where the sun doesn't shine, if you're catching what I'm throwing down, Coachman. Okay, all right, enough of that. Let's go. Let's play our final game of the regular season. Let's go to players ready to negotiate, and let's see if the cap has changed at all in terms of, no, it hasn't changed. We only have 8.2 million left, so we can't do anything. We're just going to have to deal with all of this after the season and after the playoffs. Unfortunate, because I still want to continue to build this team successfully for the future, but right now we're going to have to let a big name or two walk this offseason, guys. It's not looking good with the money situation at all. And a lot of the guys that are on the back end of the negotiating, guys that are good for depth that I would like to keep, we're going to have to let those guys pretty much walk as well. We can't afford to keep them. All right, so we can't lose this game against the Commanders, because if we do and the Giants win, we may lose our grip on the division and the number 1 seed in the NFC, which I don't want to do at all. But that doesn't happen. We beat the Commanders by 6. We're in the playoffs, and we should have the number 1 seed in the NFC, do we? We do. So we have the number 1 seed in the NFC. Let's go. We got the bye week, so we will be waiting for the winner of the Saints and the Falcons. We got the 49ers going against the Panthers, the Bears going against the Giants, Ravens against the Titans, Colts and Jets, Chiefs and Jaguars, a rematch of last year's divisional round. But before that, let's go to the managed staff page, because we've got a bunch of skill points to spend right now. So let's do that.
Welcome to your franchise staff.
Let's see. Let's go to Mike McCarthy, and let's see if we can do any
Staff points
upgrades.
when you have to see what some talent trees.
I don't know how much we can do, but we'll see. So we can't unlock that. Let's give him more here. We can also give him 20 points there. Giving Mike McCarthy some good upgrades there, so that's good. We only have 1 point left to spend, so I'm not going to worry about that. In the first haul, I just wanted to give all those skill points to McCarthy, just to help the head coach out. We'll probably look at doing some more for the offensive coordinator later on in the playoffs if we continue to get staff skill points to spend. So we'll see. We'll see about that. Okay. And unfortunately, we have one new injury right before the playoffs. Hopefully this one isn't significant. Okay. Tony Pollard's out 3 weeks with a torn labrum. So we got to go into the playoffs with our starting running back injured. Well, if we make it all the way to the Super Bowl, wait. Well, we fast forward through this week, so he would possibly be able to play in the Super Bowl, though, if we made it. So, no IR for you, Tony. Now, Gallup is out for 1 week with a dislocated shoulder, and Chuma is out with a back strain for 1 week. I got to go to the depth chart and see if I assume at this point Tyron Smith has been back in the lineup, so let's do some adjusting with the depth chart once again on the offensive line. Got to keep shuffling this O-line because we keep getting injured and stuff keeps happening. Okay, so with Pollard out, excuse me, we're gonna have to go into the regular season. We're gonna have to go in the playoffs, with Ronald Jones as our starter, 74 overall. But we got Deuce Vaughn and we got Rico backing him up. So not ideal, but we should be okay. All right, so we got Tyron starting, and then left guard. No, I do not want Richard starting in the playoffs. Let's put Tyler in there at left guard. He's up to an 83 overall, so that's good. Still got Zach Martin over there. Terrence Steele is still healthy. So let me actually go back to the left guard. Let me make sure I have the right person backing up. Yeah, so let's have Nick, our guy that we traded for, back up Tyler in case anything happens to him. But we do have Tyron Smith back for the playoffs, so that's good. And unfortunately, we won't have Michael Gallup for possibly the first playoff game. But we've got Brandon Cooks out there, so hopefully we'll be okay. Let's go. Let's view weekly awards. I guess Dak won an award for the final. Yeah, Dak Prescott. Man, 3 NFC Offensive Player of the Week awards, 4 passing TDs. He was only sacked once, so man, 394 passing yards. almost 400 yards passing through the air. Dak's probably got a chance at a Pro Bowl nod this year for sure with the performances that he's putting on to lead us to this 15-2 record. We have the bye week, and we have the number 1 seed in the NFC. So this is basically channeling a rookie Dak Prescott here. You know, the first season he was a rookie, 13-3, got a chance in the playoffs against the Packers. So yeah, all right. So let's simulate the wild card round and see who we're playing against. My guess is that it'll probably be the Saints. No, it's the Panthers. Okay. So let's go ahead and view the playoff bracket and let's see what happened in the wild card round. The Bears beat the Giants. Okay, that is an upset if you ask me. So we got the Panthers upset the 49ers. Wow. Wow. So we don't have to worry about the 49ers in this game, which is probably a good thing. The Saints did beat the Falcons, so they're going to play the Bears, and we're going to play the Panthers. And on the AFC side of things, the Titans upset the Ravens, the Jets beat the Colts, and the Jaguars upset the Chiefs. So in the wild card round, the higher seeds in the AFC all lost. So the playoffs are looking kind of different. And on the NFC side, well, technically the Bears did have the higher seeding because they won their division, but I didn't think they were as talented as the Giants. And the Giants were fighting for our division, a playoff spot, and potentially the number 1 seed. So, you know, they went 14-3, which is very impressive for them. So we're going to have to worry about them in the future. They got something, Brian Dable's got something brewing up there in New York. But in the meantime, we got the Panthers in our first playoff game in the divisional round. We're going into this game let me actually go ahead and look at the injury report and see if Gallup can actually play this week. We know Tony Pollard is going to be out for... Okay, so Tony Pollard is out for 2 weeks, so he's going to miss this game in the NFC Championship game if we make it that far, but he will be able to play in the Super Bowl. And Michael Gallup has healed, so he is going to be able to play in the first playoff game as well. So the only deficiency we have going into this first playoff game against the Panthers is we don't have our starting running back, who is in a contract year. So that's kind of deflating a little bit to not have Tony Pollard available, but I'm not too concerned because I think we'll be okay. So interesting, we got the Panthers as our first playoff game going up against Bryce Young. So here we go. In real life, in recent years, the divisional round of the playoffs has always been the Achilles heel of the Cowboys. But we're here to change that today. We are here to change that. By the way, in the title I said regular season. I should have said playoffs as well as like the whole season, but that's what we're going to do. Divisional round at home against the Panthers. We got to take care of business here. We got to get on top of them early, really test this young team and let them know that we're the more experienced team, and we are here to win in front of our home fans and get to the NFC Championship for the first time since the 1995 season. This is it. This is what we live for. Come on, Dak. Let's just run it with Dak for a little bit. And Dak has ended the regular season on a tear. He's won NFC Offensive Player of the Week 3 times during the back half of the season. So if you ask me, that's pretty impressive. All right. Ronald Jones, he's got playoff experience too with all those years in Tampa Bay. So having a running back like him backing up Pollard is okay with me. And he gets the first down for us to keep the first drive alive. So we're already off to a strong start.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
Receivers are covered.
On the run, he'll let this go deep right
and we throw a pick.
First throw in this playoff matchup is intercepted.
And also, I think it might have been a hold.
Panthers are going to get the football here as they force the INT.
We got a holding penalty as well, so they're going to decline it because we threw the interception.
So the holding call on the offense.
So just a terrible start. We started off with the first couple of plays pretty well, but Dak throws a pick on the first series. So not a good start. All right, D.
Up the middle they go with
We got to get it back.
Work this forward for
We got one of the best defenses in the league, but now we got to prove it.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
And they get the first down on the season with Bryce Young hitting his man.
Marked down just inside the 35.
So defense is off to a little bit of a slow start already.
To throw, Young.
There we go, make that tackle. There you go, Diggs.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. From the 29, here's a 2nd and 5.
Come on, man.
Young working out of the gun.
Oh, man, wide open.
Caught by Mingo. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a first down. Sanders here as they run.
Make that tackle, Van Der Esch. Come on, man.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Able to move the ball pretty easily on this drive. Let's probably cover one high.
Another run here.
There we go.
Sanders.
That was a good adjustment there.
Taking it down to the
First came up and made a great tackle.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate
We got a 3rd down and 4 situation here. Let's
ready for that running
try to get off the field.
Now Young.
Hit him as he threw it, and it's incomplete. So, not the worst way we could have ended it, even though they're going to get points off the turnover. But we hold them to a field goal.
Just an incomplete pass.
All right. We do throw an interception on our first drive, but all the Panthers can muster is a field goal. So, we're okay. And we're having a good drive down the field for our second drive. And we've got this thing in the red zone. We've got a 1st and 10.
1st and 10.
Come on, Dak.
Prescott on first down.
Oh my God, are you serious?
A drive killer there. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker.
Man, honestly, that was also my own fault. I didn't lead the receiver well.
Coming up here, this defense.
But fortunately, our defense was up to the challenge. We're in the second quarter now. We got 5 minutes to go. It's 3rd and 1. Let's pick up this first. There we go, Ronald Jones. Nice run. A little bit of power football right there.
Good enough for a first down.
With not having Pollard available, we may have to. I'm not going to say live or die by Dak, but we're going to have to throw the ball more this game to win if we want to throw
it. This defense just trying to force the field goal attempt. On 3rd down, it's Prescott.
Just
escaping the
just
pressure.
Run it, Dak.
Right.
Just run it. Pick up the first. There we go. Oh, we'll probably get a face mask penalty as well.
22.
Oh, okay. So it's unnecessary roughness.
No, I know it's an emotional game.
Thank you. Still, regardless, we get a penalty. All right. So I'm going to run the football a little bit down here, see if we can pick up anything. Got a 1st and 10.
They run here with Dowdle.
Rico Dowdle is all the way down to the 2.
2nd and 2.
Nice run.
Some good strong
Pollard out.
Right
we got
there.
to pin out some backups.
Explosiveness just about got him into the end
I
zone.
have confidence in our backups enough.
Prescott now on 2nd
It's a little
down.
too congested down here.
Throw
Throw it.
right.
Man, Circle was wide open. Cooks was wide open. That's
front. The Cowboys on 3rd down.
He was wide open.
Perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Here's Prescott.
There we go. Touchdown to C.D. Lamb. Let's go. Finally on the board. And we got the lead back.
2 yards on the touch.
Hitting C.D. on a slant. Here come the Panthers. They're driving at the end of the half to try to get some points of their own. They're already in field goal range, so
Young's throw complete to
That
his
was
receiver
first down.
Thielen.
Yeah, it was. Okay.
Down he goes at the 10 with a
They'll probably take their time because they don't want to leave us with any chance to score at the end of the half either.
Young to throw it.
Come on. Okay, force the incompletion. There we go.
Here, but to throw it away. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2.
We're down in 2. 1 minute and 2 seconds.
They'll throw again. Young.
Oh, incomplete. Nice job, defense. Way to hold it. All right. So, bend but don't break. That's what we do here.
It requires excellent timing from everyone on the offense, and the defense's #1 goal.
All right, Panthers kicked the field goal, and now they're down by 1 point. It's been a low-scoring first half for sure.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive.
We have 55 seconds left. We have all 3 of our timeouts. I want to get downfield. I got to be careful here because this Panthers defense has challenged Dak in this playoff game. And Ferguson couldn't hold on to that ball.
You want to up the tempo a little bit, but you have to do it with some poise.
We'll try the screen pass, but someone tells me this is going to be a bad idea. Especially because Ronald Jones. It's not Pollard catching this ball.
And even though they have the
all right,
lead, you know that
we got some good blocks. Just get out of bounds. Save some time. 43 seconds left.
Almost to the 40 before going out. 14 yards, good for a Cowboy first down. So many times coaches talk about
43 seconds.
As long as
I
we're
really
there
want to get at least a
catch
field
and
goal
we get
before
guys
the
on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch,
come on, Gallup. Haul that in. Let's go, Gallup. And he's gone. Touchdown, Dallas. Nice throw by Dak on the bomb, and Gallup hauled it in for 6. And that's huge. I was just hoping for a field goal, but we get more than that. We get a touchdown. And the Panthers tack on another field goal, but we're still up by 5 points. We got a 3rd down and 6. 5-minute mark in the 3rd quarter.
Can they get this 3rd down stop in the 3rd quarter?
Okay, that was almost number 7, or whoever the middle linebacker is for the Panthers, he's been like a heat-seeking missile the whole time. But we can kick a field goal here. That'll give us an even better cushion. Come on, Gould.
And the now 40-year-old
He gets it. Now we have an 8-point cushion here, so it's still a 1-possession game. But that field goal is definitely going to give us some more some distance. But the Panthers drove right back down the field, and they scored. And now we are in the 3rd quarter. The clock is ticking, but I'm going to let this thing just wind down, and then we'll start the 4th quarter up by 2. All right. This is going to be a tough 4th quarter. We're only up by 2, and we got a chance to get some more points, but we got to take advantage.
Watching the NFL on EA Sports.
1 more quarter to get to the NFC Championship game. Something Dallas hasn't done since 1995, and I'm here to right that wrong. Come on, Ferg. Ferguson catches it, 1st down. Big catch right there on 3rd. Nice job, Ferguson. Way to step up in the playoffs. All right. Let's go with a read option here.
It's a red zone alert with a 1st and 10 upcoming down at the 13-yard line. They run the option here on 1st and 10.
Jones instead of Dak run it. I miss time the whole thing.
Looking at a
we end up losing a yard
after the loss. Looking to throw.
On Ferguson. All that in. There we go. Okay, so we got some of those yards back, and we got 4 yards.
So give them 5 yards there on the
not a big play, but I just wanted to kind of take what the defense was giving me.
The game there on 2nd down. That was a
for the double pivot.
Because that was a take what you can get situation. Got out to the tight end.
Ferguson, no, you know what? Let's go. Let's all go to a slant.
Throwing. Prescott.
Just run it up the middle, Dak. Just run it up the middle. Touchdown, Dak Prescott. He runs it into the end zone. 2 passing touchdowns and a rushing touchdown. Let's go, Dak. Big touchdown right there. Yeah, take a bow, Dak. You're on the verge of getting your team in the NFC Championship. Celebrate, sir. All right, but the Panthers came right back on our defense. And we got over 3 minutes left, and we're up by 2 once again. We got to finish this, guys. We got to finish this game off. Jones, he's only got 52 yards rushing on the day. I'm going to do some grounding and pounding here because, you know what, let's not go to a jet sweep. Let's go to a halfback zone. Sleep. I said sleep. I meant sleep. You guys know what I mean, the jet sweep can make you sleep if you run it in Madden. That play doesn't work. That play didn't work like 6 Maddens ago, and it doesn't work in the new Madden. So don't try the jet sweep. Don't try the jet sweep. Okay, so 3rd and 2. This may be a little bit risky, but I'm going to run it on 3rd down with 2 yards to go. We got to just push offensive line. You just got to push forward for 2 yards. Just 2 yards. And we couldn't even get the 2 yards. It's 4th and 1. Okay. This is where we end it. This is where we win the game. Potentially. It's 4th down and 1. We're going for it. 1st down, Ronald Jones. Let's go. Huge. Yeah, we're not punting in that situation. We only had 1 yard to go, and we just needed to power forward for 1 yard, and we picked up the 1st. And now the Panthers only got 1 timeout left, so that was a big 1st down. We got to end this game. Enrico's going to get the ball, gains 5 yards. Melt the clock, guys. Melt the clock.
As they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
All we got to do is milk the clock. That's all we have to do. And hold on to the ball.
From the shotgun, Jones.
And Jones gets 30 inches here. So this is another big 3rd down coming up, even though it's inches to go. This Panther defense has been pretty stifling all game.
Emphasize that strategic
chance to win it.
And situational football is not just played on the offensive
Pick this
side,
up.
is it?
Easy. Nice job, Jones.
Where the
1st down.
marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
Now we can sit on the ball.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something?
We'll run it one more time before I start taking
They
knees.
decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered
Well, guys,
yards.
we're going to do it. Hold on to the ball. It's over.
Now a 1st down carry by Jones.
And he picks up another big 1st down. Let's go, Ronald.
That should be that.
Go.
It'll go as a gain of 12, and that should just about
Best formation in all of football. Going with a victory formation here. Dak Prescott, take the knee, sir. 3rd time's the charm for Dak. He lost the divisional round in 2018 against the Rams. He lost it last season to the 49ers. We may not have been able to play the 49ers to get true revenge, but guys, take the knee right there. We're going to the NFC Championship game with a chance to play in the Super Bowl. We beat the Carolina Panthers 24-22. It was a hard-fought game. Dak struggled in the beginning. He did throw 2 interceptions in the game. One of them I contributed to throwing. But found a way to win. True grit in the end. The Panthers were no joke. Bryce Young and the offense, those guys were a challenge for sure in the divisional round. But we're going to the NFC Championship game.
You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Just like Jimmy Johnson said in 1992 after they beat the Eagles, super job, you are 1 game away from the Super Bowl. And it's true. We are 1 game away from the Super Bowl. We got to get to that bowl. We got to get to that championship. I was able to get the Cowboys over the hump, and now we got to go all the way. Breakout running back. This is probably Ronald Jones talking to me. Coach, our rushing attack was great last week, and I think Ronald Jones was a big reason why. I was really impressed with some of the plays he made, and I'd like to see if he can lead the charge against New Orleans this week. Who knows? If he breaks out, we might have a franchise running back on our hands. Well, maybe. Because we got to worry about Tony Pollard. In case you forgot, offensive coordinator Brian Duncan, a.k.a. the fake Schottenheimer, Tony Pollard's our starting running back, so we're not worried about that yet. And in the NFC Championship game, we're going to be going up against the New Orleans Saints with Derek Carr as the quarterback. No Drew Brees, so this will be an interesting matchup. Let's take a look at the playoff bracket and let's see what else happened in the NFL. So we, of course, beat the Panthers. The Saints beat the Bears by 14, so that wasn't really too close. And the Patriots lost to the Titans. Wow. So the AFC streak, and it continued here too. All the top seeds in the AFC continue to lose. Because the Jets, the Jets blew out. They beat the Jaguars by 17. Aaron Rodgers must be on a tear. So, AFC Championship, we got the Jets against the Titans, and we are facing off against the Saints. So, this Super Bowl will be very interesting. Something tells me it's going to be against the Jets. I mean, Derrick Henry and the Titans are pretty solid too, but I don't know. They must have dealt with that quarterback situation, so who knows? But here we go. We're playing in the NFC Championship game against the New Orleans Saints. We got to win this game, and we're in the Super Bowl. Make sure the uniforms are right. I always got to check that. Yeah. Uniforms are all correct. All right, here we go. We got to get this team to the Super Bowl. Just got to be the New Orleans Saints are the only team that's standing in our way. And then that's it. We'll be in the Super Bowl if we win. And we're playing at home, too.
Today, from AT&T Stadium.
It's the NFC Championship against the Saints. Hopefully we get off to a better start than last week.
First down, Prescott.
Oh,
Ferguson drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. From the shotgun, it's Prescott.
CD, nice catch. First down. First big play right out of the game.
24 yards, it's a first down.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have run.
Oh, he gets
And
sacked.
the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack.
Sacked by Cameron Jordan.
Cameron Jordan just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Here's Prescott.
Cooks.
It's hauled in.
All right, he got a lot of those yards back. Now it sets up in third and
They get
manageable.
11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away.
Pick that up, Cooks. There we go. First down. Nice job. Back-to-back key catches.
And he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. And he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his
Ronald
primary
Jones
guy. I think
starting his second straight playoff game.
Scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that.
He did well last week. He did well enough to help us win, so gotta keep it going.
Taken down by
with
Pete
Jones.
Warner from the 41. Here's a second down and 6. On play action, Prescott.
Ah,
And that'll be incomplete.
almost got it to CD,
Took a pretty good shot as he
but also,
tried to pull that
I
one
think
in.
Cameron Jordan was looking
Couldn't
for me
hang on
again,
third down.
so almost got sacked for a second
They
time on
are
this
in need
drive.
of 6 yards here if they hope
Didn't
to
want
move
to have
the
happen.
chains. Prescott from the gun on third. And that's complete to
Cooks caught it, but he's a yard short.
That he won't quite make
Catch.
it. He needed 6. He got
Well,
about 5.
they're telling us to kick the
Fourth
field
down.
goal, so we'll kick it. 52-yarder for gold. It should be a make.
The kick
And he
by
gets
Gold
it.
is
So
good.
we end with a field goal on our first drive. Not good, but not great, but good enough. We'll take it. Saints don't do anything on their first possession either. So we're now in the second quarter, and it's still 3-0. So our defense has held up pretty well, despite the fact that we haven't scored since the opening drive. But I like to see that from our defense. And I like to see that catch from Ferguson, breaking tackles in the red zone now. Let's go, Ferg. All right. First and goal.
Now Jones.
Ronald. And down to the 1. Nice run.
Right around the 1. He'll get 6 on the ground there, and it'll be second and goal coming up.
Jumps.
They run here.
Oh, actually, it's Dowdle. Dowdle gets into the end zone for the touchdown. First one of the game, first one of the playoffs for Dowdle. And we got a nice 10-point lead here in the first half. Saints are driving here. Or, no, they're not. Back on offense, but we got a long way to go. We got 3 timeouts. We can go 2-minute drill here. I'd like to get some points if we can, just to get some more before the half. We get a nice little screen pass there with Jones. If we can get 7, that'd be awesome, but if we get 3, we'll take that as well. Last week against the Panthers, we drove down the field and scored a touchdown before the end of the half, which I think really helped in the grand scheme of things. So I want to see that again if we can.
He finds his man complete. That's Ferguson.
Right, no huddle here.
Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. A second down throw for Prescott. Flushed out right.
All right, there we go.
To Cooks. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
21 seconds left.
Now Prescott. He'll rifle
Bomb.
this one deep right side.
Got it. Oh, Fahogo, you got to catch that, man. Hold on to the ball. It's the playoffs, man. Come on. And that's why you're our 4th string receiver.
Prescott to throw.
Come on, man.
He finds his man complete. That's Ferguson. Now a signal and a timeout call. As it comes with 9 seconds to go.
If we get one more deep completion or something like that, maybe. They have us on a run play here, but let's go with slants here. I know it's 3rd down, but I got my eyes set on possibilities of a field goal shot.
And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away.
You know, there's only 4 seconds left, so
yeah, the
Saints couldn't even do anything. Well, we couldn't get the 2-minute drill to work in our favor, so yeah. Here come the Saints. Nope. Back on offense. We haven't played on defense once so far in this game. But the Saints are still scoreless, so we've held them scoreless, but we're trying to prove that. We got a first down with Gallup. Nice job. Slant.
Time to get back into the action. The football in the red zone for this offense. It's 2nd down, 6 yards to go. 2nd down, Prescott.
Just running up the middle.
Prescott
slide, get the
first. End on the slide, and he has the first as well. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs. A first down throw for Prescott.
Oh, what? He was held up. That's interference. Come on. What the flag, ref? Maybe it was just the animation. I don't know. That looked like pass interference to me. I don't know what they were looking at.
Force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
On 2nd down, Prescott again.
Cooks. Touchdown, Cooks. Let's go. Dak's first touchdown pass of the game. That's a big touchdown right there. We got a 17-0 lead. Here we are finally on defense in the 4th quarter. And the Saints have mounted their best drive of the game. It's 4th down. They got to go for it. We make the stop here. This game may be over pretty much. And we don't. They get it. Michael Thomas, Olave makes the catch, excuse me. The Saints continue to drive.
Nothing to lose now. This offense forced to go
fourth down. This could be the ball game for them right here.
They'll go for it. It's Carr.
Oh, and it's incomplete. It doesn't matter. We almost got the pick, but it doesn't matter. That could be the ball game. Saints got a lot to make up. But here they are on offense again. We got a 4th and 9, and we can stop them and essentially end this thing. And, oh my goodness, he caught that for the touchdown. Man, what a throw by Carr to Olave for 6. Alright, well, it's not quite over yet for New Orleans.
It's a
get the onside team out here.
Onside kick coming up, and the
still got the 2-minute warning, but we're up by 10, so I like our chances to finally get over the hump and get to the Super Bowl.
In this football
I think that touchdown was scored a little too late. $150. We've got third down and 4. They only have one timeout left. We get this. This game's over.
Try to take this home.
And it's
They'll
over.
run.
We're going to go to the Super Bowl. We're going to go to the Super Bowl.
Now the Saints will use their
first year coming here as the owner, took care of business. Got Dallas on the verge.
It's a third
of
down
a chance of going to the Super Bowl for the first time since '95.
Defense is up to the
we broke a lot of barriers this season in the playoffs.
They'll run again. And that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well
we don't
short
get
of the
first, but
about the 21. 2 yards on the pickup.
Did y'all see that? He was dragging his knees and like that guy was on top of him. Oh, the animations in this game are whack, I swear, but whatever. So we could go in and kick a field goal, but I'm not going to attempt it. This game is over. I don't want to run up the score. So we're going to win the NFC Championship and go to the Super Bowl. A 10-point win, kind of really a defensive battle. We got the field goal on our opening drive, and we didn't do anything really until the latter part of the second quarter. So yeah. But I got the Cowboys in the Super Bowl. We beat the Saints 17-7 at home, and we're going to go to the Super Bowl. Unbelievable. And we get Tony Pollard back for the Super Bowl next week, so that'll be huge. That'll be huge. We're gonna have all of our horses in the barn for the Super Bowl. Wow. Wasn't expecting to get this team to the Super Bowl and have them have a record as good as they had in the first year of this franchise that I took over, but I know this roster is loaded. But a loaded roster doesn't guarantee much when it comes to, Madden sometimes. But in this situation, it has. We're going to the Super Bowl. So, unfortunately, because we're playing the Super Bowl, we're not going to have any players in the Pro Bowl. So I'm not even going to really look at that. But we actually got some skill points to spend for our staff. So let's go ahead and spend some points. Let's go to our offensive coordinator here. Let's see if we can give him some upgrades. It's 2 for 2 there. It's 2 for 2 there. Need 24 points for that, so I don't think I'll be able to get that. 1, 2, let's do that. And what else? Need 16 points for that. Let's go defensive coordinator. 2 out of 2. Is anything worth ooh, yeah. Let's do that upgrade. All right. Only got 3 points left, so we'll wait to spend those later when we get another bunch of skill points to spend. But we upgraded both our offensive and defensive coordinators a little bit, so that's good. Let's view weekly awards. My guess is Dak won. No, Micah Parsons won NFC Defensive Player of the Week. 6 tackles and 3 sacks. Nice. Man, Derek Carr was sacked 5 times in that game. Jesus. Our defense was on a tear. Carr was no match. And it looks like that we have got the New York freaking Jets as our Super Bowl opponent. We're going up against Aaron Rodgers to win the first championship in franchise history since 1995. This game is for all of the great players that are on this Cowboys team that have stuck with it and been franchise cornerstones for a long time. I'm talking about Tyron Smith. I'm talking about Zach Martin, the offensive lineman that we've had. And, Dak has been a quarterback that, a lot of people hate on. They say he's not good enough to win a championship. He's not a leader. He's not this. He's not that. Well, at least in the Madden universe with my thumbs controlling things, Dak Prescott is an elite quarterback now. And if he wins this championship, y'all won't be able to say anything. And we also got a trophy earned for MVP, so let's go to yearly awards and let's see what happened. Let's go to yearly awards. Dak Prescott is the NFL MVP. Let's go. Dak Prescott won MVP in our first season. He's the most valuable player in the National Football League. Let's freaking go. Let's go, Dak. And Coach of the Year goes to Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy, you're back on top, my friend. You win you win the Super Bowl for us. You've cemented your status as a great coach. It's good. It's good that you can win a Super Bowl for one team, but can you win one for another team? Be his first chance to win a Super Bowl since 2010, so huge. Let's go to the NFC side of things. Offensive Player of the Year went to Cooper Kupp. Dak finished second to him. Did we have any other Cowboys in the running? No, we didn't. Defensive Player of the Year. Micah Parsons wasn't in the discussion for Defensive Player of the Year in the NFC. What the heck? He played defensive end this year, but maybe moving him back to linebacker may be something to consider just because of his skill set. But in the top 10, we did have Oso Digizua and Jaron Kearse into the top 10. Okay, Offensive Rookie of the Year. So Bijan Robinson came in third. So that went to Jordan Addison. By the way, Defensive Player of the Year went to Aaron Donald in the NFC. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Cowboys didn't have anybody. Defensive Rookie of the Year went to Byron Young. Okay. And we didn't have anybody for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Best quarterback goes to Dak. Best running back. Did Tony Pollard? Tony Pollard finished fourth, even though he was injured in the playoffs. Best wide receiver. Brandon Cooks, 10th. Michael Gallup finished 5th. No love for CeeDee Lamb, I guess. Best offensive lineman goes to Zach Martin, the Hall of Famer, future Hall of Famer, no question about it. Tyler Biotish finished 5th for Offensive Lineman of the Year, so that's good. Best defensive lineman, Aaron Donald, of course. Oso Digizua and Micah Parsons were 4th and 5th. Okay, so Parsons got a little love for best defensive lineman. DeMarcus Lawrence, 7th. Okay. Best linebacker went to Kyle Van Noy. No Cowboys in there. Best DB, Jaron Kearse. Ooh. Kearse looks like he had himself a pretty good season. I hate to lose him, but we don't have the money to keep guys like that. I mean, Stephon Gilmore only finished 7th, and Diggs only finished 8th. I'm just thinking. Bobby Gould finished 8th for best kicker. Okay. But Dak Prescott won MVP, and Mike McCarthy won Coach of the Year. How about that? Unbelievable. So this has been a very successful season. We've done things this year that I didn't think the team would completely be capable of doing. We got Tony Pollard back, our starting running back for the Super Bowl. We can't come this far just to once again lose to Aaron Rodgers. We're the better team, in my opinion, than the Jets. They may have Dalvin Cook, and they got Aaron Rodgers. But we've got the NFL MVP in Dak Prescott, and now we just got to go out there, we got to play our game and finish it up and win this championship. This is hopefully the first of multiple Super Bowl titles that I win with this franchise. I was hoping to get them to win a Super Bowl in year one of this franchise, but, you know, it's sometimes not easy. Sometimes you get to the playoffs and you never know what happens. Like I did with the Texans rebuild when Nico Collins fumbled that ball. I'm still a little upset about that. Because had that not happened, we win that game, we get to the Super Bowl, and I basically complete the rebuild of the Texans. But no.
Super Bowl 58.
Super Bowl 58. We're going up against Aaron Rodgers. This may be his last game in the NFL. And we don't want to see him win a championship at the hands of us. Not of us. So we're going to welcome Tony Pollard back. We got a 3rd and inches right off the bat. Let's welcome him back. Have him pick this up. First down. By the way, I didn't realize that this year's Super Bowl is going to be played at Allegiant Stadium. So we're playing in Vegas, the home of the Raiders. So I'll tell you what, whoever does make it to the Super Bowl in real life this year, there's going to be a lot of distractions because it's Vegas. What do you expect? There's going to be so many distractions it won't even be funny.
On 1st and 10.
We go Cooks, first down, inside the 10, inside the 5. Nice job, Cooks. Let's go with the halfback guy. Let's see if Pollard can get in there for 6.
Here's 1st and goal.
Pollard,
will get
didn't quite count
close to
through
the
there.
goal line, but not in, as he'll be marked down at the 1.
Slant here.
2nd and goal from the 1. Prescott now.
Off the hands of Pollard. I don't know what I was thinking on that play. I should have just run it in with that.
No coverage bust by the defense here. They did a nice job accounting for everybody, and that led to an incompletion.
You know what? Change the halfback base.
In the Super Bowl, it's 3rd and goal. Now here's Pollard.
Into the end zone. Touchdown, Cowboys. Touchdown, Tony Pollard. His first playoff touchdown.
Tony Pollard.
We get the ball and score right away to kick off the Super Bowl. Got a chance at a field goal here, a 54-yarder for Gold. He's never won a Super Bowl, so this is it's a big game for him as well. And he drills a 54-yarder to make it 10-0. So we're off to a strong start in the Super Bowl against the Jets. But we got to finish. Third down and 8 coming up.
Defense looking for a big 3rd
Really
down
want to try to
stop
pick
here.
this
They're
up.
already down on the scoreboard, just trying to get the ball back to their offense.
Oh,
And that is
couldn't thread the needle there. But they're going to let us kick another field goal with Gold, so that's good.
Try the field goal. He connected on his first. This time it's 39 yards away.
And a 39-yarder is good, so we can increase our lead to 13-0 over the Jets. So far we're holding our own, but they still have Aaron Rodgers, and he's still dangerous at 40 years old, or however old he is.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive.
All right. Second quarter here.
Hoping for a better showing than
Hopefully
their
we go with a
last
good
appearance.
2-minute
They
drill.
couldn't even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit.
Get out of bounds. There we go.
This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
18 left. We're going with the slants. I thought about the screen pass, but I don't know if I want to risk it right now.
It's a first down.
Because if we lose yardage, I don't want to lose yardage and risk putting us out of field goal range or making us touchdown goal. But that doesn't matter. Gallup out at the 4. Yeah, 1. Sorry, I stumbled on my words there. But I didn't know where he went out of bounds. But it was at the 1 yard line.
So 3 plays.
We got a minute 10 left. Things are getting congested down here. I want to play it safe. I'm going to run it with Pollard again. Touchdown, Tony. And we are up 19-0 with the extra point coming. We are dominating the Super Bowl so far against the Jets. You love to see it, Cowboy fans. You love to see it. And we are in the third quarter. We're back in the red zone. We are on the verge of putting Aaron Rodgers and the Jets to sleep.
They'll go with Pollard here on first down.
We're dominating this game so far.
Down to about the 10-yard line. A gain of 3, second down. Prescott. Eluding the pressure right.
Got it to Ferguson somehow. That was a tough completion, but I got it.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge.
Tony didn't quite get in the end zone there, but it's okay.
Point of attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver.
Run it here, but let's see if the play action.
Target, and that's how he'll shred the defense.
Oh, what a terrible decision that was. Try to show the fullback some love. Instead, I throw the interception in the end zone. That was on me. That wasn't on Dak. But the Jets still aren't able to do anything.
Nothing to lose now. This
4th and 9, and they're going for it. Hey, it's the fourth quarter. It's the very start of the fourth quarter. Aaron Rodgers is desperate. He wants another championship, and it's not going to happen if that continues to happen. Incomplete. We get the ball back on downs. And we are just winding down the clock. We're up 41-7. It's over. We're Super Bowl champions. First year of the franchise, we've won the World Championship.
And Brandon, I think
I got number 6.
Some players, some teams,
6
for the big stage. And when they get a chance
for Dallas.
To play in this type of atmosphere,
6 titles.
All eyes are on them, and all the lights are shining brightly.
This is well deserved. I come in as the owner, take over as a lifelong fan, get them to the Super Bowl. And not only did we beat the New York Jets, but we beat them down. Beat the Jets 41-7. Aaron Rodgers and company had no chance in this game. And, I think Tony Pollard might have been MVP. Who knows? But we win the championship in our first year of the franchise. This was a very, very talented roster, guys. It was filled with a lot of great superstars like that man right there, Tony Pollard. We got some, although it's great winning the Super Bowl, don't get me wrong. I want to win multiple ones with this franchise if I can. But I got to tell you, it's going to be hard for us to repeat next year with all of the contract situations that we have coming up. So we'll see. I'm not conceding, but you know what? This is great. Dak Prescott proved everybody wrong. He proved in this universe that he can win a championship. Hold that trophy up high, young man. Hold it up high. Because you're the world champion. We've won the Super Bowl. We have 6 championships now. What a great Super Bowl here in Vegas. Blowing out the New York Jets 41-7. Wasn't even that close. And Aaron Rodgers may retire after this game. We'll see. Great Super Bowl. Super Bowl champions in our first season. We're not done yet. Still got years to go with this franchise. I want to go back-to-back if we can. It'd be awesome. But we did it. We're the world champions. Let's go to the season recap. Let's take a look. Super Bowl MVP actually went to Donovan Wilson. How about that? But look at the awards. MVP, Dak Prescott. Coach of the Year, Mike McCarthy. Cooper Kupp, Aaron Donald. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to Zay Flowers from the Ravens. And Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Will Anderson from the Texans. and we're world champions. What a great season. What a great season. Mike McCarthy, you proved something too, sir. You will be our coach for the rest of this franchise with a Super Bowl on your resume for us. You have 2 Super Bowls total. Awesome. Let's view weekly awards, actually. Tony Pollard, well, there was only 1 game, so Donovan Wilson had 6 tackles, 1 interception, and a touchdown. So we must have had a pick 6. Nice job. And Tony Pollard, 27 carries, 193 rushing yards, averaged over 7 yards a carry, and he had 4 rushing touchdowns. He could have been MVP if Donovan Wilson didn't get that pick 6, I'm pretty sure. So now I'm not going to wrap up this live stream just yet, even though the season is over. We're not going to do anything with our staff, so we're going to bypass staff week at the end of the season. Now, unfortunately, we have to get down to the business side of things with the Cowboys. And guys, we quite simply, to put it in layman's terms, we probably just don't have enough money in order to do stuff. So this is interesting. Hold on, we got some fallout here. Okay, so first of all, let's check out the retirements and let's see who retired from us. Did we have anybody retire? Did anybody retire? So Robbie Gould retired after 19 years. Come to be expected. So we got to find a new kicker, but we can always get one. I'm not too worried about that. So let's take a look at the rest of the retirements. Who else retired? Just to give him some perspective. Ben Jones retired. Harrison Smith retired. Marvin Jones. Mason Crosby. I didn't know he played. The Titans must have picked him up. Compton retired. Parties. Mercedes Lewis. Justin Pugh. Not a lot of big names here. Lawrence Guy. Aaron Rodgers retired after 19 seasons. Well, you came close to getting a second championship against your former coach, Aaron, but no dice. Enjoy your retirement and don't come back. See you, Aaron. See you later. We'll see you in the Hall of Fame. Okay, we got to go to Phil's staff because something tells me we have something happened. So, what happened to our coordinators? Did they retire or something? We got to hire an offensive coordinator now. Jeez. Okay. Well, that's not fun. Who's available? Not a lot of guys to pick up. Well, okay. Offensive coordinator. Jamie Rodriguez, Brian Warner, Nick Gregory, Luke Fletcher. They must have retired or something. I did not expect to see that. Offensive playbook. Let's go with Rodriguez. Yeah, I think Rodriguez may be our choice there. So we've got a new OC. Let's go hire a new defensive coordinator. Actually, let's go to head coaches and see, like, were there head coaches that were let go that we could possibly hire as a coordinator? Or no? No, there's nobody there. Okay. All right. Ooh, this guy over here, Clyde Holland, he's got some stuff. Let's go with him. All right. Well, we had to do some staffing adjustments, but we have a new OC and new DC. So let's go ahead and go to manage staff and let's upgrade these guys because we'll notice they got a lot of upgrading to do. Let's view talent tree. Got 104 skill points to spend. Jeez. I don't know if I've seen this amount of skill points ever. Let's build up this guy. spend a bunch of points on this first tree. All right. So we spent all of our points on our offensive coordinator, but our defensive coordinator also has like a lot of skill sets already. So we'll develop that later. Okay. So let's acknowledge these two. Acknowledge hired new offensive and defensive coordinator. So let's go to mock draft 3 because the season's over. We won the championship, so we're going to have the last pick of the first round. And let's see who they have as projected to take. Donovan Jackson, left guard. Well, that actually may be the direction that we go, an offensive lineman. Especially because we may have to let guys like Tyron Smith walk away because, first of all, Tyron Smith did not retire like I thought he actually would. So, yeah. Stuff to consider. As far as the rest of the draft, they got Marvin Harrison Jr. projected to go to the Cardinals. And Caleb Williams projected to go number 1 to the Rams. That's not surprising. They're probably going to move on from Matthew Stafford. So, yeah. Caleb Williams will be the new face of the franchise in L.A., which actually makes sense, too. Hey, USC, L.A., all that. All right. So we already took a look at the retirements. Let's see about players ready to negotiate because this is going to be our last chance to negotiate with players. Let's see. What we've got. So we all. Okay, so we still have these guys. All right. So listen, I think we're gonna let Alligatri walk. Weaver, you can walk. Stephon Gilmore. Okay, he doesn't want a short. You know what? Let's go ahead and ink Tony Pollard on him. Can we do another franchise tag with him? So, no. Okay, all right. Okay, so Tyron Smith. You've achieved everything you could. You're now a guaranteed first ballot Hall of Famer. You've won a championship with us. We're going to let you walk. Thanks for everything, Tyron Smith. Thank you for your services. Gilmore, please. So he wants a multi-year deal. 2 years, please? Exactly the Argus hope for next year would be great. All right, so at the very least, we got Gilmore back. Thank goodness. Okay. All right, Pollard. 3 years. I think free is still there for the long run. No. No, you're not getting away from us that easily. Franchise tag. Yeah. So we got $14 million left to spend with, which isn't much at all. All right, so, but Jaron Kearse may have been in the running for best defensive back of the year, but his re-sign interest is not up there at all. And you know what? If outside of Tyron Smith, even though his interest is way up there, if you're not interested in coming back, then we're not interested in dealing with you. And I don't think we can afford to keep Terrence Steele. It's unfortunate, but I don't think we can afford to keep him. We got a lot of defensive tackles that we can utilize. Walk. Dante, maybe I can come back and consider that. Tyler Biotish is another guy that I'd like to bring back if we can, but I don't think we can bring him back. Offers perfect, can't wait for next year. Okay, well, now we've got basically no money. But I wanted to keep Biotish in there for some stability. Dorrance Armstrong, unfortunately, is a guy that we're going to have to let walk, as well as Fowler. We've got defensive end. We gotta look in the draft for a lot of replacement guys. Ronald Jones, we got Tony Pollard back, so thank you for your playoff services. We're going to let you walk. Chuma, if we take that left guard like they project us to do in the draft, he'll replace Chuma in the lineup. And also, we've got Tyler Smith, who can play left guard too, so we're pretty good there. We're letting Tyron Smith walk, but it is what it is. Neville Gallimore, we're going to let you walk. Rico, same thing with you and Sig. Okay, so that's it. That's all we're bringing back. Oh, boy. tough to see somebody like Tyron Smith leave, but guys, we don't have enough money to keep everybody. It is what it is. I just wanted to get through that tough stage of the first stage of the offseason, mostly because of our cap situation. Because look, if you go to free agents here, we only have $8.49 million to spend, and that's not a lot of money at all. So we're going to basically skip out on free agency. We're not going to be participating in free agency really at all. Only thing I will do before I wrap up this live stream, let me go to our roster and see if I can make just a little teensy bit of room by getting rid of some practice squad guys, basically. So we got Deuce Vaughn and Malik Davis. Deuce is basically going to be backing up Tony Pollard now. Still got our fullback. We've got a bunch of receivers. We're going to let... Can we cut Brooks? Yeah, let's get rid of some of these guys. Yeah, we don't need your services, Brooks. We need to create some cap room. And Cropper, we're going to cut you as well. So cutting these guys is not going to increase cap space very much, but it'll give us a little bit of wiggle room for some of the draft picks. So that'll be fine. And we have a pretty decent receiving core anyway, so I'm not too concerned about that. So Tyler Smith is going to be our new left tackle. We're going with him as an 82 overall. West Coast is going to back him up. Right now we have Sim Richards, who we drafted last year, as our starting left guard. But if we take that left guard in the draft, we've replaced him, so we're good. Hoffman is going to back up Biotish. We got Martin, we got Bass, we got Farniak. But you know what, Bass, can we cut him and not have any problems with... Yeah, let's get rid of Bass. Free up some more room. Yeah, this roster's going to be pretty small, but... So right tackle and left guard are a concern for us because I don't really know if I want to have Josh Ball as our starting right tackle. We just didn't have enough room to keep Steele. We're okay with defensive linemen. We can just move one of those guys to the right side if we need to. Mozzie, Quentin Bohanna. So we're good with defensive tackles as well. Parsons is still yeah. So you know what? I'm actually going to move Parsons back
is the development trait.
To being a linebacker.
This player has a zone ability.
If I move him to linebacker, will his overall change drastically or not? Because right now I don't know. Originally he was really left outside linebacker. What does that do to his overall? So he's still a 99. So it's interchangeable, really. Van Der Esch, got Clark. Okay. That'll help our linebacking core. And plus, you know, Micah is a linebacker, if you ask me. I know they moved him to defensive end because he's going to put his hand in the ground more in real life this season anyway. But, yeah. But I like Sam Williams. Even if he has to be our starting right end, I'm okay with that. Left outside linebacker. I like the guys that we have back in a Parsons, so I'm not going to make any moves there, really, cutting anybody before we start the offseason, truly. Got a bunch of corners here. Can we cut Eric Scott? I know that in real life he's done well in camp, but yeah. We just need to make some room, man. Got no money to spend right now. And you know what? Nashawn Wright, you've just not done anything significant, so we're going to get rid of you as well. And Joshua Williams, I know we traded for you, but you're just not worth keeping, in my opinion. Diggs, Gilmore, Bland, and Joseph. All right. So, but we'll probably get more corners in the draft. So right now, Malik Hooker and Marquise Bell is going to back him up. Donovan Wilson, and I'm okay with Israel Mukwamu backing him up. But we still got a good safety duo with Hooker and Wilson. 85 and an 86. So we're good there. We're definitely going to have to go out and get another kicker. I don't know who, but we'll get somebody. Yeah, we're not going to draft one. We'll just get one. So before I sign off, let me take a look at now with the releases that we've done. How much cap room does that give us now? So 12.5 million, which is good. So let's take a look actually at left guards. These guys are, their overalls are kind of up there a little bit, so. You know, Pete, do we even have enough money to make this offer? Okay, barely, probably. 0.7 million, okay. So, you know what? Let's dumb that down a little bit if we can. Let's go with a team-friendly option. Let's do that instead. Because right now it looks like nobody's chomping at the bit to sign him, so we go with that, and we can get him. So left guard, let's see about right tackles that are available. Sorry, Steele. Jack Driscoll. Throw an offer maybe to him. Team-friendly deal, 1 year. Let's see what this does. Brings us down to 6. Nobody's really offering anything for Driscoll anyway, so we may be able to get him. A 69 overall. I'm going to have to look at Ball's ranking because, yeah, I know we're already getting into free agency, but I just really want to take a look and see what we've got. Let me take a look at Ball's overall again, because I don't remember if it was in the 70s or in the 60s. What was it? Okay, so he's a 60s overall. Okay, so that guy we just offered does have a higher overall than Ball. So that's good. That's okay. Cool with me. Yeah. So we're really having to... So it's really a situation where we're having to replace some good players that we have from our Super Bowl team with a guy like Jack Driscoll, is 69 overall. But he fits our scheme too, so that's good. And also we need a kicker. Let's see if we can get one instead of having to draft one. Graham Gano. Fairbairn is there too. So's Will Lutz. Let's see about Lutz. Very team friendly. Let's go with that. We just need a kicker. Yeah. We'll probably be able to get Lutz. All right. Well, we haven't targeted a lot of guys in free agency, and this is probably the only guys we're going to target. So we've tackled Andrews Pete, a left guard, to basically replace, to help replace Chuma, who we let go, just to give us some more veteran help there. He's a big guy, if I recall. And Jack Driscoll, right tackle. None of these guys are really highly rated overall. And also Will Lutz to be our new kicker. So we're going to see if we can get these guys. Those are just holes that we have to fill. And, you know, I'm still going to possibly really look at drafting that left guard. So, yeah. But I'm going to go ahead and end the live stream now. First season of the franchise couldn't have gone any better. We won the Super Bowl in our first season, but now we're going to try to go for 2 in a row. It's going to be harder because while I was able to retain Stephon Gilmore and Tony Pollard is still going to play on the franchise tag for 2024. So that is concerning that we still want to get a long-term deal with this guy, but you know, we're going to have to let somebody else go to make some room. We let go of a bunch of depth guys, but we may go through a Super Bowl hangover this year, but hopefully not. We'll see what we can do. But thank you guys for checking out the live stream. Back-to-back days with Madden 24 live streams. Told you guys that it was probably going to happen because I'm off work again once again today. Next weekend, if I get some time, I'll probably hop back on Madden 24 with another live stream. But I may take a break from the Cowboys franchise, even though we're doing in the middle of free agency in the first off season. It's kind of be left on a cliffhanger to start up the Superstar mode and see what that is about, because I don't really know what to expect from the Superstar mode. I expect it to be pretty similar to Face of the Franchise, but there's probably going to be a few differences. But I definitely want to check it out and play it for myself, play the story mode, and see what that's all about. So anyway, thank y'all for checking out the live stream. This has been your boy Maitland, and I'm out. You guys have a great rest of your Wednesday.